Welcome to another episode where we discuss the whole concept of uncommon sense in relationship to innovation. The last episode we looked at a quadrant model where we discovered if you were high in creativity and high in wisdom, you had that market advantage that meant that you were innovative by using the process that we call at Metamorphic uncommon sense. Today I want to look at how you can use that to differentiate in the marketplace and get a competitive advantage. So we'll draw another picture again today. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to look at both you and your competitor and look at these terms that we started to explore last week. So first of all, let's look at you. You, of course, in your company have a thing called uncommon sense. That's the things that are unique to you. They're the things that give you market edge and are important to embrace. Then, of course, there's common sense, which is what you and your competitors both have in the same industry or the same way of thinking, same practices or whatever it might be. And then back to you again, we have uncommon nonsense. Now, this is the stuff that we really don't need in our companies or lives, but these are the things that we have decided to believe or adopt that really don't make any sense. So they're nonsense, and of course, they're things that are unique to us. Then, of course, there's common nonsense, which are the things in our industry that everybody believes. For example, at Metamorphic, we have a charity, and one of the things that we would call common nonsense is a thing called donor fatigue, where many people in our industry say, oh, there's not enough money, people are getting tired of giving and being generous. We actually don't believe that, particularly here in Australia where I'm based. I think there's incredibly generous people, and so we wouldn't buy into that practice. Then, of course, you have your competitor. So let's talk about him for a moment, or her, and of course they have the same things as you. They have uncommon sense, and it's important that we recognise what their uncommon sense is. And then they have uncommon nonsense, which is the thing we're happy that they have. And now what I want to do is show you exactly how we work within this structure to get a competitive advantage. And so what we've got to do, first of all, is we start with ourselves. Before we worry about our competitor, we look at what we can do. Now what we want to do is operate in this area called uncommon sense for our business or our family or whatever it might be. And this is what I call discovery. So this is where you've got to keep discovering new ways of doing things that are unique to you, that differentiate you in the marketplace. That's the starting point. The second thing we do is, once again, we deal with ourselves before our competitor, is we look at the uncommon nonsense that we may have in our industry or in our company. And what we're going to do there is we want to discard this. We want to get rid of it totally. We don't want it in our language. We don't want it in our staff room. We certainly don't want it in our company. The third thing we then do is we then look at our competitor. Now, our competitor, of course, he has some uncommon sense. It could be a product, it could be a way, it could be a management system. And what we want to do is we want to appropriate that. And what I mean by appropriate is basically what we want to do is steal it from him. And we're going to take his competitive advantage and we're going to make it common, because now we're going to actually adopt those practices as part of what we do, while all the while we keep discovering new things ourselves. Then, of course, the fourth thing is the uncommon nonsense that our competitors have. And what we're going to do is we're going to relinquish our common nonsense so that it becomes uncommon nonsense to our competitor. In other words, he looks quite silly because he believes things that all of us know are not true. So when it comes to this whole concept of uncommon sense and metamorphic, what we do is we have a zone in the middle, what we call the M zone. It's not common anything. Basically, it's where we push two ways. We basically want to push our competitor to have uncommon nonsense so that really nobody thinks that they're credible. And then the other side of it is we want to push this way, which is our uncommon sense, which is our market differentiator. I just want to encourage you in your business, your life, whatever sphere that you're working in, not to be dull and boring and settle for the common sense, the middle ground, which at best is mediocrity. I want to urge you to lift your game and begin to get a new vision, a new dream, a new concept of stepping into the M zone, where uncommon sense gives you market differentiation and will make you the success that you deserve to be. Thank you for listening.